तृतीयः अध्यायः श्लोक 21 यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते। Starting from shloka 20, Bhagavan is discussing the topic of Lokasangraha. Lokasangraha means inspiring the people in the path of dharma by setting an example. Guiding in the path of dharma by example is Lokasangraha. As the elders in the family, we try guiding our children, guiding the youngsters in the family. We keep telling them what they should do, what they should not do. But it is not easy to make them do the right thing. Most often we fail in making them do the right thing. Therefore, telling the others what they should do is not enough. One should set an example. If you have to make them do the right thing, first of all, you have to do the right thing. If I have to tell you that you should wake up early in the morning, before telling you I should ensure that I wake up early in the morning, then I cannot make you wake up early. It will be just words without any spirit if I keep telling others. Therefore, in fact, that is the meaning of the word Acharya. Who is Acharya? Acharya guides with the Achara. Achinoti cha shastrani acare sthapayatyapi swayamacharate yasmat acharyastena sasmataha. A true teacher is the one who guides with the example in his own life. He shows what is right. You can see his life and emulate the qualities. Then he is called Acharya. Not just teaching, not just words. The words should have spirit. And when will it have spirit? When he practices what he preaches. Likewise, in a family or in a society, we have to set role models. The important one in the society, he might have become important because of one reason or another. He may be a politically important person, or he is a Bollywood star, film star, or he is a cricket player. People gain importance in many ways. But when you become an important person in the society, you have a greater responsibility. Responsibility to guide the society, to lead the society in the right path, to lead the society in the path. Because the other people do what you do. Despite whether it is right or wrong, they will not think. You are in a position to guide them. You are in a position to inspire them. And when you are in such a position, it is your duty to do the right action so that the other people don't take to wrong activities, don't take to wrong path. It is true in a society and it is true in a family also. It is true in society, it is true in family, and it is true in organization. If you are in an important position where even a single person, his behavior depends on your behavior, then it's your responsibility to ensure that you are leading him in the right path. Yadyadacharati shresthaha tattadeva itaro janaha. Shresthaha, a great man, an important person. Yadyat acharati, whatsoever he does. Tattadeva itaro janaha. Itaraha janaha, the other people, they do the same. What is right and wrong? Who will tell us what is right and wrong? Later on, Bhagavan himself will answer this question. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya karya vyavasthitau. What is right and wrong? Who will say? Shastra will say. Because Shastra is pramana to determine what I should do and what I should not do. So there is Shastra Pramana. But then everybody cannot understand what Shastra really means to say. To decipher the Shastra, it is not easy to decipher the Shastra. The Shastra speaks in a cryptic language most often. Therefore, there has to be someone who guides us what to do in accordance with the Shastra. Therefore, we can ask a question. An ordinary person in the society will definitely ask this question: who should I follow? Whose action should I follow? Also, there is one more reason. Even if the Shastra says something, I am not inclined to do it. Because majority of us do what others do. Gatanugatiko loko nalokah paramarthikaha. There is a story. There was in olden days, 200, 300 years ago, there was a gentleman and he was accumulating money, golden coins. And all the golden coins that he received, he would put in a copper vessel, a copper pot. So he had a copper pot full of golden coins. Then once he decided to go for a yatra, a pilgrimage. He went to Kashi. And when he went to Kashi, he carried his copper vessel because it is his valuable. He cannot leave his valuable anywhere. So he carried his copper vessel and he went to Kashi all the way. And there, on the bank of Ganga, he wanted to take bath in Ganga, in the river. He wanted to take dip in the river. But then he thought, where will he keep his valuable? He cannot carry the valuable and take dip. It is not possible. So somewhere he has to keep the valuable, the copper vessel, which contains his fortune. Then he thought, let me bury this under the ground. So he dug the earth and then he buried the copper vessel, covered the copper vessel with the mud and sand. So the copper vessel is covered, nobody can see now. There was nobody around also. He ensured that there is nobody seeing around. Then he walked a few steps after burying the copper vessel. But then, after he walked a few steps, he thought, how will I recognize where I have buried the vessel? Because he will go a few meters away, and when he returns, how can he find the same place? How can he locate where he has buried the vessel? Then he got an idea. He thought, anyway, this is Kashi. It is known for Shiva. Let me make a lump like a Shivalinga out of the sand. There was a lot of sand in those days on the river bank. So out of sand, let me make a Shivalinga like structure. Then people will think it is a Shivalinga. So then nobody will disturb it. Then when I come back, I can easily locate it. So thinking so, he made a small Shivalinga like structure. And then he went for bath. So he took Ganga Snana. And after Ganga Snana, he did all his meditation and other things. For a while, he sat in meditation because he has come all the way to Kashi on the bank of Ganga. After bath, let me do some meditation. He closed his eyes and sat. 1 hour, 2 hours, he sat, immersed in meditation. And then he opened his eyes after 3 hours. And then he walked back to find his copper vessel, copper pot. As he saw, there are many Shivalingas in the same place. Hundreds of people have made similar Shivalinga. Why? Because they thought it is a custom and make Shivalinga. So instead of one, he found many Shivalingas in the region made of sand. So many sand lingas are made. And now he is not able to make out which is the original one. So how can he locate it? Because it is acres of land. And in the acres of land, many Shivalingas have come in 3 hours of time. Because everybody who came, another person came, he made a similar Shivalinga, looking at this linga. Then another person came, he made another Shivalinga. So like that it became a parampara. So finally he lost his copper vessel. He could not locate where he has buried it. Ganga Saikatalingeshu. Then he makes this statement. Gatanugatiko lokaha. The people follow what other people do. Nalokaf paramarthikaha. People don't think what is right, what is really correct. Hardly people think about it. Ganga Saikatalingeshu. Nashtam me tamra bhajanam. And because of this nature of the people to sheepishly follow others, I lost my fortune. So, people follow what others do. It is natural. Therefore, one should guide with example. Though the Shastra is pramana, it is pramana for a wise man, one who can understand what the Shastra says, how to interpret it. Everything needs some wisdom. To understand the Shastra, you need wisdom. To interpret the Shastra, you need wisdom. If one doesn't have wisdom, the Shastra is of no use for him. Yasya nasti swayam prajna, Shastram tasya karoti kim. If one doesn't have his own prajna, his own wisdom, Shastra is of no use for him. Rather, Shastra can become sometimes dangerous also. Because Lochanabhyam vihinasya darpanah kim karishyati. If one doesn't have eyes, what is the use of mirror? I think Kabir said, I am selling mirror in the city of blind people. There is no use selling mirror in the city of blind people, because blind people cannot see the mirror, and blind people cannot use glasses also. This blind person cannot see, so you give him glasses. What glass? Progressive lens. Even progressive lens is of no use. I am telling this because I got a progressive lens recently. Let me wear it. Progressive lens. So now I can see all of you better. So you cannot sell progressive lens to a blind person. It's of no use. Even with the progressive lens of best quality, with imported frame, he cannot see. Then what you should do to a blind person? You have to hold his hand and lead him. Giving him a lens or giving him a mirror is not going to make any difference. Therefore, the ordinary folk, ordinary people in the world need examples. They want to see someone, only then they will get inspired, and only then they will do the right action. Only then they will follow the path of dharma. Therefore, sayat pramanam kurute. What he does, sayat kurute, tat pramanam, it becomes pramana. For an ordinary person, it is the source of knowledge. It will tell what he should do. And tadanuvartate, and the ordinary people follow that. Therefore, it is the duty of a great person in the society, an important person in the society, or an important person in the family, to guide with the proper example, to do the right thing. Sometimes one may feel, I don't need it. You may not need it, but the other person needs it. Therefore, if you don't do it, even the other person won't do it. Therefore, despite not needing, despite not feeling the necessity of doing something, I may have to do certain practices because I have to inspire the other person. Therefore, Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Arjuna is an important person in the society. Arjuna is a hero, a role model. The people are waiting. They are watching him, what he is doing. And if he fails to do the right action, he will set an example to hundreds of people. And hundreds of people will end up following him, and they will end up doing the unrighteous. Shloka 22. न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम् त्रिषु लोकेषु किंचन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यम् वर्त एव च कर्मणि. Now, Bhagavan is showing himself as a role model. Oh Arjuna, if you want a good role model for Loka Sangraha, then look at me, Bhagavan. He has nothing to accomplish. Because he is Kritartha. He has everything with him. Everything belongs to Bhagavan. Therefore, he has nothing to get, nothing to accomplish by doing anything. Therefore, Ishvara can just sit quiet. He need not work. He need not even sustain the universe. Yet, he is working day and night. Every moment, Bhagavan is working. That is why the universe is sustained. That's why we are able to live. And Bhagavan says, I don't have anything to gain. Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. He Partha, O Arjuna, trishu lokeshu, in all the three worlds, I don't have any kartavya. Me kartavyam na asti. I don't have any obligations. I don't have anything to do. I don't have any duty. Nanavaptam avaptavyam. Why he has no obligations? He is explaining in the second half of the shloka. Na anavaptam. I don't have anything that I have not gained. Anavaptam na asti. Bhagavan doesn't have anything that he has not accomplished. Therefore, avaptavyam na asti. There is nothing to accomplish. Everything belongs to Bhagavan, being all pervasive. Everything belongs to Ishvara. Therefore, there is nothing that he has not accomplished. Yet, he is engaging in activities. Varta eva cha karmani. Yet, karmani varte eva. I always engage in karma. Ishvara always engages in karma. In Lalita Sahasranama, Devi is described as Panchakritya Parayana. She does 5 actions. Ishvara has 5 roles, 5 types of activities. Srishti, creation, sthiti, sustenance of the universe, and laya, resolution of the universe. Even the laya has to happen. From our standpoint, laya seems to be bitter. But even laya has to happen. If laya doesn't happen, there cannot be another srishti. The old things have to be broken. Only then you can construct the new thing, new building. Just like, apartments, buildings. The old building has to be broken. Sometimes the government will force the people to vacate this old building, and some people are not ready to vacate the old building. In places like Bombay, then the government has to force them to vacate. Why? If they continue living in the old building, any time it may collapse. Likewise, the universe becomes old, dilapidated, and then Ishvara has to see to it that it is wound up. That is laya. It is his work. Srishti, Sthiti and Laya. And then there are 2 more, Nigraha and Anugraha. Nigraha, punishing the evil, is a Nigraha. Punishing the evil is a Nigraha. In the Purana, we find that Bhagavan comes from time to time and he destroys the evil ones. It is Nigraha. Whenever someone transgresses the dharma, whenever someone transgresses the path of righteousness, Ishvara ensures that he is punished. Then Anugraha. blessing, showering His grace. When someone does punya, someone follows the path of dharma, then Ishvara blesses him. It is anugraha. When somebody calls Bhagavan wholeheartedly, he answers the devotee's prayer. It is anugraha. It is the experience of the bhakta. Every bhakta understands this. When we call Bhagavan sincerely, He answers. So these are the works that Bhagavan is doing incessantly, constantly. And what does he have to gain from this? Bhagavan doesn't have anything to gain. Yet he is doing his work. Now he is explaining why he is doing his work regularly. 23. Yadi hyahanna varteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha mama vartmanu vartante manushyaः partha sarvashah. Yeah. What will happen if Bhagavan stops working? If Bhagavan stops working, who will sustain the world? The world cannot be sustained. Everything will collapse. Now, supposing that the world can be sustained somehow, even if you think that the world can somehow be sustained, even then Bhagavan says there is another problem. The people will follow me. Who is the greatest in the universe? The greatest is Bhagavan, the Shrestha. If Bhagavan himself is not doing his work, people will start thinking why we should do our work. And everybody will stop working. Yadi hyaham navarteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha. Yadi hi, if at all, aham, Bhagavan, karmani atandritaha, without being lazy, without being idle, karmani navarteyam, if I don't engage in karma, if I don't engage in my work, then manushyaha, the other people in the world, sarvashaha, in all respects, They will follow my path. Mama vartmanu vartante. They will follow my path. Means even the people will not follow their work. They will not do their work as well. People will stop working. Shloka 24. Utsideyurime lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami maf prajaha. So he explains further what will happen if Bhagavan doesn't do karma. Aham karma na kuryam chet. If I do not do karma, then ime lokaha utsideyuhu. Ime lokaha. These worlds, utsideyuhu, they will collapse. They will get destroyed. Also, sankarasya cha kartasyam. I will be responsible for Sankara. Bhagavan will be responsible for confusion, chaos in the world. Upahanyam imaf prajaha. Aham imaf prajaha upahanyam. I will be destroying all these people by not doing my work of sustenance. I would ruin these people. Upahanyam means I would ruin. Imaf prajaha, these beings, by not doing the act of sustenance. So, Bhagavan has set himself as an example. I am doing my karma regularly. Therefore, even another wise man, even if he is a jnani, even if he doesn't have anything to accomplish for himself, he should not stop doing his karma. 25. Saktah karmanya vidvamsaha. Yatha kurvanti Bharata. Kuryad vidvans tatha saktaha. Chikirshurloka sangraham. A jnani and an ajnani. Among them, an ajnani has something to gain from karma because he has desires. Since he has desires, he will take interest in doing karma. Let me accomplish the result. Therefore, let me do karma properly. He will take interest in karma. But a jnani will not have that kind of interest in karma because he has nothing to gain from the karma. When we are not interested in something, generally we don't do it wholeheartedly. We become careless even if we are doing something. We don't do it properly. But Bhagavan says, a jnani, if he has to do lokasangraha, he should perform the karma properly. He should perform the karma as meticulously as an ajnani would do when he is interested in the karma. Hey Bharata, Bhagavan is addressing Arjuna Bharata because Arjuna is born in the lineage of Bharata. Therefore Bharata. Karmani saktaha avidvamsaha. Avidvamsaha, the ajnanis who are karmani saktaha, they are interested in karma because they have something to gain from karma. Yatha kurvanti, how they do the karma. They do the karma meticulously, diligently. Tatha, likewise, in the same manner, means with the same diligence, with the same carefulness, a vidwan, a jnani also should do karma. But asaktaha, a jnani is asaktaha. He is not really interested in karma because he has nothing to gain from karma. Yet, lokasangraham chikirshuhu, for the sake of lokasangraha, he should do the karma in the same manner, with the same diligence, with the same carefulness. Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yuktas samacharan. So, buddhi bheda. In the topic of lokasangraha, Bhagavan is discussing a phenomena called buddhi bheda. Buddhi bheda means confusion. Confusion in terms of one's dharma. What I should do. It is called buddhi bheda. Supposing someone is convinced that a particular type of sadhana is useful for him. Let me give an example. A person is doing some kind of puja and he has learnt doing that puja from his ancestors, from his father or mother or whoever, and he is doing a particular type of puja regularly with a lot of commitment and devotion. He is doing puja every day. He is spending 1 hour, and then all of a sudden he comes across a person, another person who is known to be wiser than him. And this wiser person, he tells this gentleman, there is no use of doing puja. You just do meditation. There is no use of doing puja because God is everywhere. Everything is Brahman. Even you are Brahman. Then why you have to do puja to this small image? This image doesn't have Brahman. Image is not God. It is just a stone. It is a fountain. So this person taught him, educated him. And then from that day onwards, he is confused. His conviction and his shraddha towards the puja that he had been doing for a long time, it is shaken. And the following day, he doesn't feel the need, he doesn't feel the conviction. And then he ignores that kind of practice. And slowly he gives it up. What happened? When he was doing the puja regularly, he was in his path of progress. It was giving him chitta shuddhi. He was growing spiritually in his own pace from where he is standing. But when you started suggesting him, what you said might have been true from the absolute sense. Everywhere there is Brahman. Brahman is everywhere. But he is not able to understand because he is not ready to receive the understanding. Brahman is everywhere. I am Brahman. This person is not mature enough to receive that understanding. Therefore, he was competent. He was an adhikari to do that kind of puja. And it was good that he had shraddha in that kind of puja. And when you try teaching him, you have shaken his understanding. You have shaken his conviction. It is called buddhi bheda. Shaking one's conviction is called Buddhi Bheda. Most often, we Vedantis, people who study Vedanta, end up confusing others. Everywhere there is Brahman, everyone is Brahman, so you don't have to follow this value, you don't have to follow this ritual, you don't have to follow this duty, because everything is Brahman, you are akarta, you are abhokta. When we say this to others who are not ready to receive it, then it is Buddhi Bheda. We cause Buddhi Bheda. Most often, people are not ready to receive the higher truth. They are not they are not mature enough to assimilate the higher truth. Even the students of Vedanta nowadays, they are intellectually advanced, so they understand what the Vedanta says. But how many are ready to receive it? How many are able to own it up? We end up in Dehatma Buddhi. Despite listening to Vedanta, we often remain in the bodily identity. Therefore, one should not give up the righteousness, swadharma, just because one hears that everything is Brahman. Therefore, Krishna says, Ajnanam karma sanginam. The people who are ajnanis, they are karma sanginaha. They are interested in doing karma. They are dedicated to karma. Buddhi bhedam na janayet. Do not shake their conviction. Do not shake their interest in karma. Instead, one should motivate them to do the right action. Joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yukta samacharan. A vidwan, a jnani, yuktaha samacharan. He should properly engage himself in karma, himself. Yuktaha samacharan. Properly performing karma with the focus, with the dedication. He should inspire the ajnani. Sarva karmani joshayet. He should make the ajnani do the right action by performing the actions himself. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.